Point of view. It's your first electrolysis session, and it's gonna hurt, but you can do it. Hey, how's it going? It's been a while since you guys have seen my face. So this is a video about hair removal, and I'm probably gonna just kind of ramble about a lot of different things. If you guys are like if you the viewer, you guys, the one watching, if you're like here for my stereo reviews or my prank calls, you might want to skip this one. I don't really want to talk about politics on my channel here. It's kind of like, it's not what I want the channel to be about, sort of thing, but like, I'm probably going to get into that. So what you're looking at in my face is 155 hours of electrolysis on my face. Number 156 was today on my chest, because the face has had so much done that it's like every other week now. So I was having it done every week on my face. So I don't even know how to organize this or whatever. So like around 2016, well, they kind of started in 2013. I guess I'll start with that. There's one day in 2013, I shaved my face to go to a cinema, because that's my whole thing, is going and seeing 35mm films. That's my whole life. That's what I want to do with my life. But apparently we're just going to have everything be mediocre now. And you're just going to press play on a DVD player in a movie theater, and that's supposed to be good enough for me. I'm sorry, walking into a movie theater and having somebody press play on a DVD player is not impressive to me, and it's not enough to distract me from my gender dysphoria issues. So, that's the real problem with that. But anyway, so, there's one day in 2013, I shaved to go to the cinema, and I missed a single hair, like, over here somewhere. And it pissed me off, and I just said, fuck you. I might use some slurs in this video. But you guys know I don't fucking mean nothing by that shit. You know, sometimes certain abbreviations, it's just easier to say. Like when you're doing like 10 different transmissions. I'll try not to say that word. You guys know what word I'm talking about saying, but it'll probably slip in there because it's just easier to say. Who gives a fuck? You guys know I'm not a fucking bigot and shit. So anyways, had a single hair that I somehow missed, and it pissed me off, and said fuck you, and I just grabbed some tweezers and I just ripped it out. And I was kind of like, that wasn't so bad. So I slowly started plucking my face, because at first I would just do like the ones that are kind of hard to get to when you shave, like up here, and I would pluck those, and then all the movie theater stuff ended in like pardon my burps, 2015, 35mm pretty much ended. And I was just left with myself and a bottle of booze. And I would listen to music on my Bose 901 system and get wasted, and that was my whole life. I didn't have anything else fun. Well, sometimes ArcLight would have something, and that was before the scamdemic, before they exterminated what was left of my film capabilities to go see. So, you know, like, from like beginning of 2016, around there is when I started just, because, you know, I would like shave, you know, and it's like there would be like hair in there still. You would shave, you know, but like the hair is like still in there. It's like still in there, and it's painful. It's like, if you never had this shit, you don't understand what it's like. So I would just start ripping it all out, you know, a little at first, and then it got to the point a couple years later where I would just rip it all out, rip out literally all my facial hair with tweezers, and it would take up to 14 hours, and I would do that every like 3 days, and that would give me a little bit of relief. That was my vacation. So I would like wake up, kind of like I'd get in the shower, get my face, I'd heat up my face, because like, you know, when you heat something up, it helps it like rip apart. I don't know. That's what I would do. Heat up my face with the shower water, and then I would get down and I'd sit there and I'd just rip the shit out until it's gone. And I'd take a shower, go eat, and go get wasted, listen to music, and just try to stay awake as long as possible so as to not waste my effort, because you know what I mean. I want to be, because if I go to sleep and then I wake up, it'll be like smooth for a little bit, then it starts to get disgusting immediately the first minute I wake up. And this shit went on for a while, and by the time 2020 rolled around, I was like, I'm ready to have this professionally taken care of where it doesn't grow back now. But the scamdemic happened, so it's like, sorry, son. They're not even letting people who need heart surgeries to get that shit. There's people dying from heart surgeries because we're having this scamdemic thing. So, sorry, you can't get help now. So, like every prank call show I did, you can imagine that before that, I was ripping out all my hair. That's the, like, ripping out all my facial hair is like what gave me enough confidence to even appear on video, sort of thing. Fuck, I don't know. So yeah, electrolysis. I guess I should say this, like, because it's like a Pandora's box. If you're like me, and you were like, I'm just gonna do my facial hair, you know, I'm just gonna continue pretending to be normal, but I'm gonna at least fix my fucking facial hair. This shit opens a Pandora's box of, oh fuck, I wish I'd transitioned 20 years ago. But you know, the reason I didn't do that is because for a long time I've known this society is like a complete joke. It's like a joke. This is a fucking joke. My father died at 42 years old of cancer of the lining of the lungs. And he never smoked. He lived next to the steel mill where he also worked as a teen. Or not a teen, but like in his 20s, he worked at that steel mill. And he lived next to it his whole childhood. And then my auntie, she tried to fucking gaslight me that, so I heard this story from somebody in my family that because they lived next to that steel mill, there was like holes burnt in the clothesline outside and shit. And then my auntie tried to gaslight me that shit didn't fucking happen, which that opens up some very interesting possibilities as to why she would try to say that shit didn't happen. Did she like get some fucking money to try to like some settlement money so we wouldn't sue? I don't fucking know. So I forget where the fuck I was even going with this. Hold on, let's take a break. Yeah, so I was talking about how my fucking father died at 42 years old, and I'm like going to school, like high school. My high school experience is what kind of ruined my life and made me not want to be a part of the society, like, at all. I don't want to play. I don't want to play. I just want to live in a little cabin in a Bob Ross painting for the rest of my life and just be left the fuck alone instead of facing my issues. And, you know, I don't want to be on fucking medication for the rest of my life type of shit and do shit to myself to make myself have more medical problems, but this shit's gonna happen anyways, medical problems, and you know, you're gonna have like vitamins and supplements and shit to be healthy anyway, so I don't fucking know. I'm stuck at a crossroads here of just pretending to be normal, and I don't know what the fuck to do. So, damn, I lost my train of thought again, hold on. Okay, so one day, I was minding my own business, and then all of a sudden I was shoved into a trash can and kicked down a hill. And we call that going through puberty as a boy. And like the fucking first minute I started growing facial hair, I was just like, uh-oh. And then I took that uh-oh and I just kind of shoved it away. Shove it away. Shush. Not uh-oh. Like, we're just gonna shave all the time and then just pretend it's fine. I mean, having the stubble is like so painful and disgusting, and I don't like anything that's God, you know, and like the first thing that happened was I started having like hair. Oh, that's the thing with the trash can. I got that from YukkoEX, and I just want to clarify that I don't necessarily agree with a lot of what YukkoEX like says and does. What she does is she kind of New Game Pluses young people, which what that means is, like, when you play an RPG, you beat it. A lot of times they'll let you play the game again, but with perks and bonus items or whatever. And that's what we call it when trans people try to influence younger people that, hey, you should fucking transition while you're young because your future self will die. Well, you know, for every fucking person that's going to benefit, it's going to cause another person to transition when they might not necessarily be the best fucking thing for them. So that's kind of a fucking double-edged sword doing that, because that's what Yukko wishes she had. That YukkoEX, that her name? She wishes that someone would have done that shit for her. So like I said, I have fucking mixed feelings about that whole fucking thing, but that was one of my favorite things she ever said, how she described puberty as being stuffed into a trash can and kicked downhill. So yeah, when it first started happening, I had like hair just grow on my nipples, and I used to shave that shit off just because it looked so fucking stupid, even though I was never around with my shirt off. I just couldn't stand, it's just like so fucking stupid. But then, you know, it kind of looked cool for a little while, like it kind of looked like Austin Powers kind of shit on my chest. It kind of looked cool I didn't like it, but at least looked kind of cool. And then it just fucking, the whole thing is just, that's my shirt, by the way. Impress me, human. I bought this shirt just to make videos with. Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? So, it's like this whole fucking situation is a nightmare, and I just didn't want to do anything about it because I was too fucking scared. Fuck, let's take a break. Well, let's talk about electrolysis itself, actually. I kind of have it's kind of, how do you say, like, I don't have because I've ripped my facial hair out for so long that actually ripping the hairs out, and not only does it not hurt, which it normally does, because it hurts a lot at first, but if you do it for long enough, it doesn't hurt anymore. So when I get zapped, that hurts. That's the thing about electrolysis, is that every little zap, the pain level is like completely different. But for me, when the hair gets ripped out, the shit usually feels pretty good. Sometimes it hurts, like sometimes the ones on my lip, look, you can probably see some of this, like it's got a little bit of regrowth right now. Let's try to get the light just right. Like I got one growing back here. There's a few little ones growing back, but it's mostly taken care of. I'm just gonna have some more regrowth happening here and here. A few more sessions, and it should. See that? That's a good slap. Because when you have facial hair, you can't get a good slap on your face like that. What was I saying? Oh god, I don't know. Let's take another break. So let's talk about something else that happened when I got shoved into a trash can and rolled down a cliff that I wish someone would have just like told me about. Perhaps someone could have said like, hey, by the way, when you hit puberty, you're gonna get painful cactus barbs that grow out of your scrotum, and that hurts, but also they're gonna curve around and stab you in the scrotum like razor wire, and then that's gonna be double painful. And it's like torture, miserable fucking torture. I wish someone would have told me like, hey, by the way, that's gonna happen, and you can get electrolysis on that shit, and then you won't have that problem anymore. It's gonna be really fucking painful and expensive, but you don't have to like have it fuck up your life because there's a fucking cure for this shit, essentially. So yeah, I've been plucking my scrotum for 11 years, and the thing I'm worried about that is like it grows back so like small, like I don't even know if I could have electrolysis down there or not. And like that's step one to having your bits down there rearranged, is doing that, because they have to put the outside on the inside, and it has to be done because once it's on the inside they can't access it, and that's why it's really important to have it done down there fully before the next step. Not that I want to do that, I mean I fucking do, but it's like I'm fucking old now, so what the fuck does it matter? And fucking, I don't enjoy anything anyways. I don't think transitioning would make me happy, because I'm incredibly unhappy. I live in a retard world where here in the American Empire, it's not required that you have a separate yellow turn signal on the back of your car. You can just blink the brake light on and off as a turn signal, but that makes it where when you're signaling, your brake light information is deleted while you're signaling. The rest of the world requires you to have the separate yellow turn signal, but not here in the American Empire. We don't give a shit about that. You have to have a reverse camera, you have to have 10 airbags, but having a dedicated turn signal bulb on the back of your car We don't give a shit about that. And everybody's brake lights is burnt out. Everybody's tags are expired. I mean, I drive a 25-year-old shitbox car, and I have to pay an outrageous fucking price every year for my tags. And there's all these people driving around with no tags. Often their businesses, like their work trucks. And it's like, you're fucking driving around, making money, and you're not even paying your fucking tags. That's fucking horse shit. It pisses me off, bro. And nobody has driving skills in the American Empire. We are a car-centric country where you have to have a car to do anything. We don't even have sidewalks out here in the little shitty area I live in. And they'll build islands in the middle of the road that we don't need. All it does is stop someone from making a left turn at 3 in the morning. That's all that does. And they spend the money for that, but they can't spend the money for a fucking sidewalk. And everybody's a bad driver in this country. Like, it's getting worse and worse and worse every day. Everybody's looking at their phone. Nobody has driving skills. Everybody drives like shit. I would like to go drive my motor car. We live in this huge country. We should be able to drive 100 miles an hour across the whole country and not have it be an issue. But people in this country, it's so slow and dangerous on the highways in this country. Because people don't know how to use a highway. You know what the left lane is on the highway? That's for passing. You're not supposed to cruise in the left lane. Get out of the left lane. It's not for that. So there's someone driving. That's the thing. You're supposed to get out of the left lane if there's someone behind you trying to go. That's the rules of the road. You're not a cop. You don't know what their issue is. They might need to get someone to the hospital, and that's why they're driving fast. You don't know. Get the fuck out of the left lane. That's what people do in this country. They just block the left lane. They get in the left lane, they drive 5 miles an hour under the speed limit, and they force someone to have to weave around, all dangerous like, if they want to go a reasonable speed. So I can't even go enjoy my motor car. There's like nothing fun for me to do. And people said, like, oh, you should try to find a new hobby. I heard that today. But I don't want to be one of these trans people with that they're fucking, that's their only thing going on. I don't know what to do. Fuck. Let's take another break. So I guess I'll start meandering about politics. So we got this guy in office that he did the thing where like the big cell, the small cell, and assigned at birth. So let me get this straight. So let's say there's an intersex baby that's born, and the parents make the decision, or sometimes, not sometimes, often the doctors make the decision that, well, it's kind of intersex, but we're going to chop that baby up. We're going to chop that fucking baby up and make it into a girl. And the baby grows up and they fucking have problems their whole life. And then it's like, oh, you did this to me. And they decide, they make the decision as an adult that they would like to be a man now. They just have to have an F on their documents now. So now if they try to go to a country where, because you know, some countries are where like gays are bad, they'll kill you. But male to female is okay, because that's their religion or whatever. Like, oh, that's fine. You can downgrade your status in those countries. That's considered okay. But like someone going female to male, that's not allowed, and they'll kill you. So now your intersex baby that was mutilated, and you actually want to be a man now, because that's your fucking free choice to make. And now you got a fucking F on all your documents. Because that's our priority, not our crumbling infrastructure, or the fact that we can't even drive on the highway correctly, or the fact that all these other fucking problems we have. A tiny, less than 1% part of the population. We gotta make sure trans people have the wrong fucking thing on their documents, because that'll show them. Like, what the fuck, man? That's your fucking priority. And you know, I don't necessarily agree with trans people being in sports or whatever. I just don't really give a shit enough about sports to have an opinion on that. Well, I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd be like, sports is canceled. If I was in charge. Sports is now illegal. You can't even play sports in a football field. And until you guys fix your fucking problems, you fix your fucking crumbling infrastructure, and now you can have all the trans women and women, they can work together to fix the infrastructure. They can learn how to fix the power grid and all that shit. They can be given an education. So when there's a fucking crisis, like a fucking solar flare, you know, takes out our fucking power grid, we'll have a whole bunch of people that are now educated in how to fucking deal with that shit. Nah, fuck it. Like sports? You guys are worried about fucking sports, and we have all these fucking crumbling infrastructure and all these other fucking problems, and you have all these people that just give their kids a phone. Here, because they don't want to be a parent to the kid. Just give your kids a phone so they don't bug you. So that they grow up without any life skills. You know, if you sit here and just look at a phone all the time, it's going to screw up your eyeballs. We're going to have a lot of people with vision problems. We're going to have people who don't have basic life skills because they were on a phone since they were first born. I think that's more of a serious issue than, oh my god, there's 1% of the population that wants to synthetically alter their sex or whatever. The fuck is that any of your fucking business? And you go to places like Bigot Shoot, which is called BitChute, but I call it Bigot Shoot because it's full of fucking bigot people. My first day there was this fucking guy, and he was saying something to the effect of, boo-hoo! All the non-white, non-heterosexual people are ruining the country and they're ruining my life. Boo-hoo! And they fucking think shit like that. They believe in cartoon level propaganda that every gay person, every trans person, they're all out to corrupt children, they're all out to do this sicko shit. There's this one guy. Okay, there was this channel on Big Issue called The Kurgan Report. And I fucking unsubscribed from there, not because of Kurgan himself, but because of the company he keeps. He lets the fucking most disgusting, garbage, bigoted fucking people come in there, man. There's this one guy that was in there who was saying all this shit about how like what I was just saying, like every fucking trans person, every gay person, they're all trying to make it where there's going to be bestiality and all this. And it's like, whoa. I've listened to a lot of gay people and trans people and all kinds of people like that. As you, random sicko bigot person, you're the only one who's saying this shit, okay? It's just you. You need this shit to be true for some sicko fucking reason. You sick fucks. The average fucking gay person, average fucking trans person, just wants to live their fucking life and be left alone. They don't want to fuck around with your children or anything like that. Granted, there are some fucking gay people and some trans people that want to push all kinds of that shit on children, but that does not represent the entire, like, this whole idea that they're all bad is fucking retarded. You hear that shit about Jewish people on there, that they're all bad, all the Jews are bad. They think that. I lived in a Jewish ghetto, okay? And let me tell you, some of the stereotypes about Jewish people are very fucking true, but they're not all like that. Some of the best people I ever met were Jewish people when I lived in the Jewish fucking ghetto. Some of the coolest ass people I ever met in my whole life. Like, bro, not everyone who's Jewish is part of this death cult that's doing all this shit or whatever, bro. Like, you're fucking retarded if you think that. And I don't know what these, like, what is your guys' end game? These bigot people, what's your fucking end game? You're gonna, like, make it where all the gay and trans people, like, don't exist, and that it's just gonna be, like, fucking white people, and then you're gonna, you know those palettes, like, when you get paint? They're gonna, like, put palettes up to people and, like, match their skin, make sure they're like, white enough? Like, you guys would be bored if you didn't have minorities to fucking hate. Take another fucking break and drink some water. Let's talk some more shit about the current administration. Like, I didn't vote for the cackling witch, and I didn't vote for Vax Daddy. That's what we call him. We call him Vax Daddy. You know, my mother got really fucking mad at me when I was watching the inauguration with my mother, and I did record it, and I made a shitpost video about it on Big Issue, but I didn't record the best part, unfortunately, where I kept calling him Vax Daddy, because that's what we call him. It's funny, earlier I said, both the places I'm from don't like Trump. Bigot Shoot and, you know, people who don't like the way they were born community. Which, that reminds me, there's this one guy in Bigot Shoot called Cartel, and I looked at his YouTube channel, and he has a video of himself burning his nose hair out. And this guy bashes on trans people and gay people all the time like they're personally hurting him or something. And it's like, it looks like somebody isn't happy with their body the way they were born with it and shit, so like, yeah. Like, what the fuck, dude? Damn, I lost my train of thought again. Okay, so here I was talking about, like, religion. I'm kind of anti-religious. Like, if you want to be religious and you want to get on your knees, I don't give a shit. As long as it doesn't hurt other people. That's where it crosses the fucking line. Like, for example, if you're Jewish and you want to circumcise your boy, as far as I'm concerned, you don't have the right to do that until they turn 18 years old. Okay? Period. End of fucking story. you guys are going to do all this anti-trans shit, but you're going to continue to do these human rights violations of chopping off baby foreskins, of chopping the organs out of intersex babies. It's a fucking joke. It's for your, it's like, it's the Jesus, like, Jesus, where the fucking Bible doesn't even say, thou shalt not take hormones, thou shalt not turn your dick inside out after removing the hair. It doesn't say that shit. In fact, supposedly the part in the Bible that they use to say is shall not lay down with another man, that's like, it just means you shouldn't do that with children or something. I don't fucking know. But they really hate gay people. I know, man, like, are you guys like secretly trans or gay and that's why you guys are so against this shit? Because a normal person wouldn't give a fuck. As far as I'm concerned, if it's not hurting other people and it's with consenting adults, like, why would I give a shit? You guys are like making people's personal fucking business, like, fucking religion though. These people are trying to say like, oh, it's a Christian nation, all this shit. It's not fucking true. The founding fathers were not Christians. They were deists. They just believed in God, but they didn't believe in religion. So fuck off with that shit. And they're acting like they're so oppressed. They are acting like Christians are so oppressed. You're not. You're not oppressed. You have every freedom to practice your Christian religion in this country. Every fucking freedom to do so. But you guys act like you're so suppressed, like, oh my god, gay people, some of these people are like, well, fucking, they feel like their heterosexual marriage is invalidated because the same institutions that did that also marry gay people together. And like, why do you give a fuck? Why are people so obsessed over this shit? And the shit people would say to me on big issues is just ridiculous. They're just obsessed. I was on this one retarded flat earthers channel, and this fucking guy was like, I was arguing with him about something. He did this shit where he's like, he had a horrific realization. He's like, are you one of the trans? And it's like, what the fuck business is that of yours? And what the fuck does it matter? Are you gonna get my California water in your veins through the fucking keyboard? Shut the fuck up. That's none of your business. That has nothing to do with anything. You guys are fucking religious-tarded, bro. See, that's the thing about religion. You believe it. I wouldn't make a very good religious person because I'm not interested in making other people have to fucking be part of my fucking paradigm or whatever that they fucking feel like they have to. These Christian nationalist people, they're fucking nut bars, dude. They're nut bars. They're crazy as fuck. Like, they scare the fuck out of me. And Vax Daddy is gonna puppeteer these people into doing some fucking... Because when you're religious, you don't, like, care about anything but your religion. You're capable of atrocities. Look at all the atrocities that have happened throughout history of people that were doing it in the name of fucking Jesus and shit. And you know, there's so many different Christian religions. There's Mormonism. There's all kinds of Christianity variants. And it's like, you guys expect me to believe that you all have the Holy Spirit. But you guys don't even fucking agree on your own worship of that shit. And then again, what the fuck is it to worship something? Like, I'm stealing some shit from JS6 that I'm saying. Not that I fucking believe anything he says, because he's a bullshit artist too. He thinks he's inside Donald Trump. Anyways, I like a lot of the shit he says though. Which, one of the things he says is like, so when you come home from school as a child, do your parents make you get on your knees and worship? Make you get on your knees and worship them when you come home from school, your parents? That'd be crazy. Like, if there was a God worth worshiping, it fucking wouldn't want you to be like, hey, you know, you're my homie and shit. You don't have to fucking get on your knees and worship me. That's weird, man. Like, you know, you be you. You don't have to worship nobody. And they fucking... I've watched these people. Religious people don't care about the evils of this world. One time I reached out to these religious people because I had hoped that they would have compassion to try to do something about, like, the MSG and the aspartame and all these food additives that are fucking people up. Try to get them on board with trying to do something about this shit. And guess what? They don't give a fuck about that shit. They sit in their church and they mentally masturbate and they're just waiting. They're like a death cult. They're just waiting to die. They don't give a fuck about this life. Like, see, here's what I thought. Here's what I naively thought. I thought that if I was religious, I would take certain actions as to make to reduce the suffering and death of people in this realm in case my nonsense belief system turns out to be nonsense. But I guess they're just fully committed to, like, we believe in this shit. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, so there's different even religions. There's, like, Islam and all this different shit. So God is, like, playing fucking games, and he wants you to pick the right religion. That's what I'm expected to believe. That's fucking ridiculous. But like I said, I don't give a fuck what people believe. As long as their religion doesn't fucking hurt other people, knock yourself out. Go wild. Go wild. Just as long as you're not, like, chopping off baby... Like, it's ridiculous to me. All these Christian people, they're so fucking worried about trans people. Like, they're so if you have the freedom to leave this country and go take your family to some place where trans people aren't allowed to exist, go do that. You people are so... Like, let's think about that. You guys are so fucking worried about your kids being gay or trans that is... You to fucking make them gay or trans just because they're so curious about that shit, because you're always trying to, like, fucking hide that shit from them. It's like... do you not have confidence in your ability to raise your kid right, that you have to fucking fuck over other people that you don't think should exist or whatever? And granted, like, drag time story hour, I don't like a lot of that shit. That's, like, what the fuck even is that? But as far as, like, educating kids about LGBT shit, like, the parents should be doing that shit. Okay? The parents should be doing that shit. And if the parents don't, well then, fuck it. What are you gonna do? Because I don't agree with the government being the ones to teach your kids about that shit. Like, you should be able to raise your kids the way you want to raise them, as long as you're not abusing them or anything like that. If you want to, like, be a puritanical Christian, raise your fucking kids that way, then they'll just have to deal with it till they turn 18 and get the fuck out of there and do their own fucking thing. Oh yeah, let's talk about this. So there's this one left-winger chick here on YouTube. I can't remember her name. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. But this chick, she's left-winger, right? Left-winger, right? That's funny. So she's the left-winger. She has guillotines for earrings. So not in this particular video I'm talking about, though. So this one particular video, she was talking about how kids don't have rights and shit, you know? And she was talking about how in school they don't even let the kids go to the bathroom. And I had a bad time with that shit too. It's retarded. And then she's going on about that shit. And then she's talking about some kids that their parents were anti-vaxxers, so they weren't all vaxxed up and shit. So her kid took these anti-vaxxers kids, got them all juiced up. And she's talking about this shit like she's a hero. It's like, whoa. Personally, I think all these things they're injecting into people are really fucking bad. And the fact that I'm not allowed to talk about it on this platform should be a fucking clue. But I'm not about to go out and fuck with other people's kids and like take them to a different state to like avoid. I'm not. No. You do not fuck around with other people's kids. You just don't fucking do that shit, okay? And she's like, she's proud of that shit. It's like, are you fucking mental? Personally, I think left-winger people, like during the Biden time, left-winger people and right-winger people were like equally insane. But now the right-winger people, they're a little, because I don't believe in the left-right paradigm shit. I think that's just the same hand up each of their asses. The Democrats, it's the same entities controlling them. It's the same interests. You just get a little bit of differences. I'm losing my train of thought again. But yeah, well, that's what I was saying. So the right-wingers now, the right-wingers, they have taken the cake as far as being the craziest ones. I saw a video on Bigot Shoot about how Trump is a king or some shit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's our culture here in America that we make fun of people that have kings. And you want this Vax Daddy guy to be your fucking king? I've heard a bunch of these fucking people like, we want a fucking... What did they say? They want a dictator. You want a fucking dictator? And you think your face isn't gonna get mauled off in the end? Are you fucking retarded? What the fuck is wrong with you people? You want a fucking dictator. Granted, there's some fucking problems that we need fixed, but that's not gonna fix it. It's like that one in Looney Tunes where there's like a pest in the house and they call in tigers, and then the fucking got rid of the tigers, they call in. It's like, where's it gonna fucking end then? So here, let me slip into this. So here's what I'm gonna predict is gonna happen. Vax Daddy is gonna have this thing where you have to, you guys remember the Fifth Element have the multi-pass, Carbon Dallas, Little Dallas multi-pass. You're gonna have a multi-pass to drive a car, to leave your house, to go on the internet. That's gonna be mandated. And not only that, every American is gonna have to submit their DNA for their multi-pass. So that we can make sure you're a man or a woman, right? Because it'll have that shit on your multi-pass. You have fucking male DNA, female DNA, and that shit will be on your multi-pass. And you're gonna have to submit your DNA to the government for that shit, or else you won't even be able to participate in life. And the Christian nationalists are gonna eat that shit up because they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna know who's a tranny, we're gonna know who's intersex, we're gonna know all that shit. Because that's the thing about religious people. They don't want God making mistakes. And intersex people kind of represent God fucking up. And they don't want those people to exist. They want to correct them. That's why they do all these corrective surgeries to intersex people. Uh-oh, your sexual organs are kind of mixed up. We're gonna just make you male or female because we can't have God making mistakes and things in between male and female. We can't have it. So we're gonna reconfigure your baby without. Lots of intersex babies, they won't even let you take the kid home unless they fucking chop it up into either. Usually they turn them into females. Because that's just easier. But I've read this one girl's comment where they spent the extra money and turned her into a male, and she's like, I want my fucking uterus back, you know, I want to be a female now. Like, if you had just left me intact, I could have made the decision later in life to be whichever I fucking wanted. You fucking people are disgusting and sick. I just love my Vax Daddy so much. This dude is like, he wanted to be president before even 2016. He tried to do it before. And people are like, well, he's not a politician. He is a fucking politician. He tried to be president before. That makes him a fucking politician. Like, he's a fucking... This guy was selling steaks on... From now on, if people ask if I have Trump derangement syndrome, I'll be like, yes, I have Trump... I've been on California water for 35 years. Yes, I have Trump... That doesn't fucking matter, though, bro. I didn't really have it until after Trump did this fucking, I misspoke, I meant Vax Daddy. After Vax Daddy did that fucking January 6th shit. Not that he fucking told people to go assault the Capitol, because he didn't. But he did invite a bunch of pissed off people to the Capitol. And why would you do that ever? That's fucking retarded. Why would you invite a bunch of pissed off people to the Capitol because you, quote, the election was rigged? Like, that's going to create a lot of bad fucking optics. It's going to make you look like a fucking buffoon. And it's going to paint a target on everyone's back who wants fucking change, who wants this corruption to fucking end. It's going to paint a target on all their fucking backs. And that's when, because at that point, I was just like, because I was always fishy about Vax Daddy. I was always fishy about him. But after they did that shit, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. How are you going to fucking vote for this guy again who fucked up the peaceful transition of power? I think it was Nixon that one of the times Nixon was running and he lost, that his yes men, I think it was Nixon, I'm not sure, but whoever it was, his yes men were like, sir, we can prove election fraud in these certain districts, and I'm pretty sure it was Nixon. We're just gonna say Nixon. And Nixon was all like, no! It's better to have the other guy get in than fuck up the peaceful transition of power. And every fucking Trump tard, man, they fucking don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, how are you gonna fucking... this shit's retarded, yo. Like, what the fuck? And this guy is like a fucking cardboard cutout. Bunch of fucking bankruptcies. Like, this, he's not even a good businessman. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? And some of you people here on I don't know if I'm gonna put this on Big Issue. Some of you Big Issue people are even like sucking this guy's dick. Like, no, like, people, like, you guys, back when I became a truther in the fucking Bush era, we understood that the whole left-right paradigm is bullshit. Like, that's why they put Bush in. That's why they put Bush in, because they knew that the right-winger people would be more comfortable going along with all these wars and shit than if they had goddamn Democrat guy in there. Like, they fuck you with one, they fuck you with the other, left, right, and you guys still don't. Not only have you people not woken up to that shit, you believe in this fucking left, like, Vax Daddy's gonna fix shit. Like, no! You think this fucking guy gives a fuck about you or this country. You're fucking retarded if you think that shit. Not that I have any fucking solutions. I just want to be left the fuck alone. I just want to be left the fuck alone and have a life with some amount of prosperity where I can work in a film theater and handle film, splice films together, and go see films. I don't really want much out of life besides to not have a male fucking body and to handle film. I don't think that's too much to... Certainly the film. Like the other thing, the fucking medical science is not fucking there yet. Unless you're young and you have rich parents and they're not bigots. But like... Surely I could have a film theater. Just give me one goddamn auditorium that's running film so I can have something to go do with myself. You know how bored I am? I'm bored to death. That's what led me to rip my facial hair out the way I did, because I literally didn't have anything else better to do but rip my scrotum hairs out, rip my facial hair out. I've been ripping my chest hair out. I'm surprised I don't just run down the street just ripping the shit out of my chest with my hands and just being like, fuck! I can't stand this shit no more! I don't know how to fucking hold my shit together. I don't know, I mean, I'm not completely retarded. I mean, that's why I try not to drive myself off a cliff here, because I'm like, I realize, well, at least I'm skilled. I could be doing something useful. Certainly that they could put me to, because I have attention to detail. I'm very, like, take care of business, you know. Surely there's something I could be doing that I would enjoy doing it, and there's some shit that needs to be... I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I was thinking, like, I saw a thing about how, like, the power grid, they're like... There's hardly anyone who knows how to, like, take care of the fucking power grid, and, like, they need people... So maybe I should go look into, like, doing some shit like that. Because I don't want to work a slave job where I work inside of a fucking place. I have to deal with Joe Normie public all day. Like, there's this one place I go eat at that they have torture music that's on loop. And I'm only there just to eat. I'm not there for very long, and it's torture! It's torture to listen to. I can't even imagine working there and having to hear that shit all day. Jesus fucking Christ, why does everything have to be so evil and torturous? Fucking God, dude. Alright, let's take a break. Alright, let's go talking about electrolysis again, since that's what this video is supposed to be about. Like, aftercare... You should, your technician should put some aloe vera on there at first, and, you know, I mean, after it's done, put some aloe vera on there, and you can use witch hazel, I guess. That's to kind of like clean your face. You know, put aloe vera. Like, my lip needs it. I gotta put some aloe vera up here because I had this last done, but you know, it's like kind of like having a sunburn. You know, put aloe vera on it once in a while, and like before you go, what you do is you get some numbing cream. And you put it on like 1 or 2 hours before, and then you put like some saran wrap over it to help seal it in. And then you take that off, like clean it off, and then get to work zapping this shit. Oh yeah, let's talk about laser a little bit. So before I got electrolysis, I had a laser, a sketchy laser. They need a slang word that means, I don't know if it was laser or ILP, is that what it's called? There's like a fake laser thing that's called ILP or something like that. I should have researched this a little more before I started recording, but I don't give a fuck. So anyways, I went to these sketchy laser people. It was like $140 a session. I had like 4 sessions. And here's what you need, like, here's how you identify someone who's well, sketchy with that. So I went there, and they didn't even like check my hair, because like if you have like clear hairs or gray, white hairs, it's not really gonna work. You need to have, like, let me put it this way, like for laser, the optimal situation is to have really, really black hairs with really, really white skin. The more the contrast is like that, the better it's gonna work. So I had that done, and they didn't even like what they told me something else that was wrong too. I asked like, should I shave before I come in? They asked me to shave like 24 hours before, which that's definitely wrong. You don't want to do that. You want to shave your face as close to your laser appointment starting as possible. So I did that 4 times, and I realized that I learned more about it while I was doing it. Like, wow, this was a big waste of time and money. And that's when I started getting electrolysis. It was $80 an hour for the first 103 times. For the first 103 hours, then my technician raised the rate to $85. So if you do the math, it's 155 hours. That's like $13,000 I have invested in my face. But hey, I would not be alive right now if it weren't for this shit. Like, as bad as my boredom is, not being able to do the things I want to do with my life, if I hadn't fixed my face, I'd be dead right now. Like, I would have absolutely stolen someone's truck and drove it off a cliff or something fucking horrendous. Who knows? I got some more tidbits I'm remembering. So like, say you get your lip done, you get to like around here, around your mouth done. You don't want to eat like greasy foods, because that will make you have like boil. I kind of have one right here. I have like a little pimple. That's probably from that. I got a few of those. Sometimes I would like eat, you know, greasy hamburgers or whatever, and I try to stick it into. I have a small mouth. I'm a biological anomaly. My genetic blend between my parents, it wasn't great. I have wisdom teeth I had to have taken out because my rest of my body is huge, but my mouth is small. That's why I sound kind of weird, probably. But yeah, you want to avoid getting greasy stuff on it. You know, when it's first fucking done, for like avoid getting greasy stuff on it as long as you can, for like at least the first 3 days or something like that. I don't know, but another break. Oh yeah, I just remembered something else I wanted to talk about too. I'll link the video in the description that I'm talking about. And I can't remember the bitch's name. I'm sorry. Her name doesn't even spell right in spell check. Like, you type her name into the comment section or an app or whatever that's for spell checking. Like, her first and last name, it says it's spelled wrong. Her name is like Anna Akanubi or some shit like that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just don't fucking remember. And I don't even give a fuck enough to remember if I could. But this chick, she used to be a hardcore left-winger. And then she like escaped the cult, and now she's in the cult of the ex-left-wingers. And you watch this shit, she's like, it's like you're still in a cult. You can't fucking see that shit. And she had a video about how they're making fucking trans people have the fucking appropriate wrong, or making trans women have a fucking M on their passport and shit. She had a video about that, right? And the fucking comments were just fucking horrible. It was worse than Biggest Shoot. These people are fucking vicious monsters. Seriously, there was this one woman in that comment section. She said some shit like, oh, they're so good at making men into fake women or something. I feel so bad for the men. What? That a man is going to see a trans woman and his dick is going to get hard, so that makes him technically gay. You're sad for that? You're sad for him. But you're not sad that me personally and a bunch of other guys had our foreskins chopped off as babies. You don't give a fuck about that. No. You don't care about that, right? You don't give a fuck about that. None of them do. All these people. Here's a good example. There's this fucking grifter called Mike Adams, the health ranger. And this fucking guy, you think religious people would be pissed because he panders to religious people. And it's very obvious that's what he's doing. Like, every episode of, I haven't listened in a long time, but every episode of his shit, he would make sure to bash trans people and be like, God, this, that. When there's someone saying they're Christian, they should be fucking suspicious. Because they're probably just a grifter who's grifting you as a Christian, you dumb motherfuckers. What was I saying about him? Yeah, he bashes trans people like every fucking chance he gets. But does he say a fucking word about, hey, maybe we should stop chopping off the foreskins of baby boys? Not a fucking word. None of them will ever say anything about it. And you know, when they do that shit, they kind of like tickle the dick of the baby, and then they like, I had this described to me. I think that left-winger woman described it to me. But they rip it off, and it's like, nope. There's a guy. Move along. Yeah, he called me a nigger. Oh shit. Anyways, that shit made me lose my train of thought. God damn it. I have to stop recording for a second. Okay, so let me describe what happened. So, we're on the other side of the wall now. So there's a black guy. He threatened my life. He started saying like how I'm white, he's gonna fucking beat my ass and shit. So I had to pick up a rock and say, just leave me alone, man. Got my ass out of this, so I'm out of breath. I had to run. It's little does he know that long ago, my dad's dad, his dad, you go far enough back, you find a black man. Like I am the clergy plan. Okay, I got all kinds, I got red bone in me. That means Native American. That's probably a slang racist thing to say or whatever, but I got it in me, so it's fine. I got all kinds of stuff in me. And all people see is, oh, you're just a white guy, like you did everything wrong in history. Me personally, I did everything I'm responsible for everything the white people did or something. Yeah. You guys like my George Lucas chin? Ah, he looks like shit. I look like shit. I'm fat. Ugh. I'm trying to make myself look as good as possible with the angle here, but I guess we'll just end the video now, because you know they lock up the pens here? They lock up the pens because apparently, see, it's really ghetto around here. There's lots of homeless people, and apparently the homeless people around here, they like to steal the yellow Sharpies and huff them up their nose. So you have to ask, because if they're locked up. And there's this one guy at this Walmart where he was pissed because he just wanted a pen or something. He was blood red, just pissed that he had to get someone to unlock the thing for him to get a pen. I want access to my First Amendment now. I want to write something down. I got to write down my opinions. I need a pen. I don't have time for you to unlock the thing. So I'm gonna end with this. It was like 20 years ago, probably. It was some kind of documentary about trans people, and there was a male to female person, and they were saying something about how that they're very calm now that they're on on HRT, they're on estrogen, and how it made them so much calmer and shit. And I thought, fuck, I want that. But then I fucking buried that shit deep in the back of my head. And that's why I'm a fucking pothead. Because it does the same kind of fucking thing as it takes away my rage. So I guess that's it, just make sure to hate everybody who's different than you, and shit like that. God, there's a different guy on a bike trying to kill me. No, just peace and love, and can't we all just get along and shit? Can't we all just get along? No, we gotta fucking, that's human history. There's people that are different than us over there. There's people that are different. We have to exterminate them because they're different than us. That's human history. Come on, guys, be smarter than that. The human race is never going to level up if we just hate each other like this. But trans people make me so uncomfortable. I looked at Taylor Swift, and some conspiratard said she's a 20, and that means I had an erection for a man technically, and now I'm technically gay. Get over it then. Not that I think Taylor Swift is trans. Some of these people think everybody is trans. There's this one conspiratard guy that was trying to tell me that Trump is a female to male. And it's like, why would you give a shit about that? Is it because you want to suck Trump's dick? And now that you know that he doesn't have one because he's a 20, you can't, so you're upset. Get over it, dude. Trump would actually be kind of cool if he was a trans. It'd give him a little bit more street cred. Which, by the way, we should have we should make that public. Make all the politicians have to submit their DNA so we can do a chromosome check. See who's who. Since you want to force that on everyone else, alright, protect Positive Squad, love each other, and try not to get killed for no reason behind a Walmart! oops, I'm not done. I still have a lot of other things I wanted to talk about. Like, I forgot to mention, like when you get electrolysis, you get yourself a bag of ice and ice that down for a while afterwards. Sometimes even the next day you should ice it down. But I have some other things I wanted to talk about because, you know, it's important that I upload embarrassing things about myself so that on top of all my prank calls I have on this channel, I'll really never be able to have a job because of all the embarrassing things I've said about myself and things I've done. Oh, by the way, these are my same identical glasses, but they have, these ones have transition lenses in them. And I kind of look like Dr. Strangelove when they're lit up, when they're darkened just the right amount. It's kind of awesome. So anyways, so my father died when he was 43 back in 1999. And then it was up to my mother to take care of his parents. Now granted, she had no obligation to do so. She only did so. I don't know why she did it. Whatever. Because I guess she'd feel like an asshole if she didn't take care of his parents. So there she did. She took care of his parents for like the next 7 years or something like that. And then they finally croaked. And they left. See, my dad's parents, they saved their money their whole lives so that most of it could get stolen through the medical system, you know, keeping them alive for like 5 more minutes and like draining their resources. But I got $100,000 out of it. Same with my other sibling. Me and my sibling each got about $100,000. And of course, my first thought was, ooh, I could transition. And then I was like, no, shh. Stuff that back in the back of your consciousness. But my mother didn't get jack shit for taking care of them old people. So my mother, after my father died, my mother, you know, I'm gonna switch to the other glasses, hold on. There we go. Now you can look into my eyes. Anyway, so my grandparents died. Me and my sibling got $100,000 each. And my mother didn't get jack shit. And my auntie, she's rich, she's loaded. She could have very easily tossed my mother a couple of grand just for taking care of her parents. But she didn't. So, before that though, after my father died, my mother like didn't really want to be a mother anymore. I was kind of like, hey kids, hurry up and turn 18 and get out of my life so I can do important things like watch soap operas and daytime television and television in general. And because I don't really want to be a mother anymore. Yeah. One time we had a CRT, you know, because I'm old. We had a CRT TV back then, 35-inch. My father insisted on having. It's from like 1990. And it was like, you know, the 2000s. It was like, because he died in 99. It was like 2000. I discovered that I could connect the composite video to it because we had an RF adapter because we didn't know what the fuck that was back then. RCA cables. I got the RCA cables connected with my PlayStation. And I was amazed at how much better the picture quality was. And I was trying to tell her, like, Mom, I did. And she's just like, told me to run along and fuck off. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I don't have a mother anymore either. So, you know, the grandparents die. She doesn't get shit. So what she's going to do is, she's going to go move to Montana and leave me and my sibling homeless. And I didn't want to be fucking homeless. And I didn't want to blow all my money. Because I don't know what I'm supposed to go do with myself, and I still kind of don't. So I was living in Montana for a while. It was garbage. It was just garbage. I actually had, at least one time, some grown men call me a faggot. I wasn't even like girly looking. I didn't even have girly glasses back then. I just had long hair and no facial hair. And these guys called me a fucking faggot. And I was like, what the fuck? And they turned their backs to me too. And it's like, dudes, maybe I'm carrying a Desert Eagle 50 caliber. I'm about to blow you away for disrespecting me. It was like the 80s. It was like living in the 80s when I lived in Montana in the mid-2000s. Well, no, it was kind of like the late 2000s when this was happening. But anyways, I couldn't stand it, so I came back to California, and I was living in hotel rooms and slowly draining my money. And then I got fake married to an Israeli chick in an attempt to either make myself feel normal or trick my friends into thinking I'm normal. But I never even used her for that. Instead, I told them the truth. I'm married to this bitch, and it's fake. And my auntie knew about this because I had reached out to her about it. And, you know, fast forward, I got divorced. I didn't lose anything in it because I had good fucking lawyers. And then, shit, I don't know what else. Hold on, take a break. So it was like 2010 that, no, more like 2010, 2011 that I got divorced. I got married in like 2009. And like I said, I got out of it unscathed. And I got emotionally traumatized. They were gonna like take me to Israel and murder me and collect the insurance money. They were like setting me up to do that, but I got out of the situation, thankfully. So a few years later, my auntie sent me a letter in the mail asking how I'm doing, and I made the mistake of being truthful. And this was in 2013, of saying how like I want to transition, etc., etc. So then what happens, here's the really embarrassing part. It's probably the most embarrassing thing in my whole life. So send her the fucking letter telling her the truth. I want to fucking transition. And then her and my mother take me to what do you call it? The welfare office. Okay? And then my auntie says that, oh, you're just confused. And then she leaves. Like, problem solved. You're gonna go get welfare now, and that's gonna fix everything. Just whatever. I'm confused, huh? So was I confused when I ripped my facial hair out for 14 hours a day? I was just confused. Like, this shit is just catastrophic. It's fucking like disgusting, and I can't stand it. I'm just confused, though. Yeah. So I'm in the fucking welfare office, but now it's just me and my mother. I'm just sitting there with the fucking welfare people, and they're like asking me like, and I don't even remember, like, so what, and it was just so fucking embarrassing. What I wish I would have said was, well, because I'm here because I have gender dysphoria and I'm extremely dysfunctional and I'm not comfortable in my own skin at all, and I like, it's ruining my life, and can I have some money to like transition or like. I didn't say that though. I was just like sat there like and I was embarrassed out of trying to transition, and I was just pretended to be normal after that, I guess. So that's that story. I guess that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to embarrass myself on the internet, and you know, make sure that the current administration knows that, you know, I'm bad. I'm one of those bad people that's not comfortable in their own skin, and like I shouldn't be allowed to have a passport or have any prosperity or fucking have any rights or anything. So just, you know, just to make sure that, you know, I'm registered as like a fucking trans testicle fucking person, even though I didn't make any progress towards that besides fixing my face. You know, I'm still bad. I'm just still inherently bad. Your religion says so. You know, just like throw me off a cliff like they do in other countries, like, cause it's like your religion, right? I guess that's all we have to say. Like, yeah. Love each other. Protect Pods of Squad. Bye.